Right.
Hello, welcome
Hello.
to the podcast. This is scuffed because we're currently under a bit of a time crunch, but
That's okay.
we have things that we want to talk about with our guests.
This
Hello.
is Lily.
I'm here to listen. I would talk, but that would take up too much time. If you guys run out of things to talk about, I'm happy to jump in.
Okay. I'm Sophia,
I'm Isaac.
and this is our podcast.
Woohoo.
Name TBD.
That is the name.
Yeah.
TBD. The name is TBD.
Yeah.
All right, let's begin.
Okay.
So let me
He's
pull
not
up my.
prepared.
Let me pull up my. I am prepared. So I've spent the last 10 years of my life learning like Taekwondo and stuff, and that has really influenced me, as like a person and just kind of like the way I look at life as a whole. But I kind of want to share that with you guys, and. Are you done? Okay. I'm going to talk about this app. So it has a belt ranking system, obviously.
Yes, like
And
a cult.
Sure. So it's white, advanced white, yellow, advanced yellow.
Yep.
And then it's from green, blue, brown, and then you get to black belt. But black belt has a provisional rank where it is temporary, and you have to be, like kind of in a way like prove why you should be like a first degree black belt.
Okay.
And that's really cool because you have to learn about other martial arts other than just Taekwondo. You have to learn like about their histories and stuff. Like I've been doing a lot on the histories, and I think the most recent one I've been looking at is like the samurai and stuff. Specifically just like around
Wow.
the swords, like the katana. There's so much. There's a Netflix documentary, incredibly good, that goes in depth just on the katanas. It's really cool. But it's taught me so many really great things about like leadership and strength and how to view strength in a way. I don't think that I would be able to do as many things in life, or at least be as like bold with as many things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
What belt are you?
I'm a provisional black belt, so I'm getting there.
Wow.
I'm close, but
That's what you're doing, like the samurai research for?
yeah, that's why I'm doing all the research on the histories. I think I have no idea where I'm gonna go for next for like histories or whatever, but I'm quite excited to see where that will be. So some of the stuff is about Taekwondo, like some of the structures are really interesting. The way that it's broken down is you have your form basics, your kicks, and then your self-defense, and your mental requirements. Which mental requirements I kind of already went into with like them being like philosophical questions or things to think about and like constantly like help improve your life, which is real great. But the form is, I think, one of the coolest parts because it's like a showcase of what you've learned in that rank. And you can really see with when you're first learning your form or like seeing some of the lower ranks first learning their form and then seeing them like a few weeks later being like doing that same form. The amount of growth is really cool to see because it's kind of like a showcase of what they've learned throughout the rank, with the form basics being like the essential parts of the form, and then the kicks being like kicks. That one is a little more loosey goosey, but the kicks are like there are fundamentals. There's like main kicks, and then each of them build off of that. So you have like a roundhouse kick or a front kick or a side kick. And then all of those you have like step side kick or jump roundhouse, and you can like it kind of like combines on itself. It's really cool, but that's enough of me. That's enough of my spiel.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes left, Sophia.
All right. Here's my
God.
spiel. All right. So my spiel is a survival guide to senior year. So I kind of just put bullet points of a lot of stuff, but I feel like a lot of people. Oh, thank you. I feel like a lot of people don't prepare you enough for senior year. You kind of just like start freshman year and go along to sophomore, junior year. And like, I feel like senior year is so much different than your previous 3 years. It's a lot more emotional and it's a lot more taxing than a lot of people think. Everyone thinks it's just like the parties and oh my gosh, it's senior year and it's like we get to do all this great stuff.
Which that is true.
It's like 15% of the time.
Like towards the end it gets there, and then you're like party, graduation, final things, final this, final that, but you still have to get through like the really hard parts of the year.
Yeah. Like it's like how I'll describe it is you're still a student, but you're making one of the biggest decisions in your life at that point. It's like you're figuring out like where you want to go to college, if you want to go to college, if you want to do something in like the army or something like that. Yeah. Like I know like our ASB president, Andrew Mondati, he's doing Naval Academy. There's some people that aren't even going to go to college or taking a gap year, and people are undecided. So it's like there are so many people that like are indecisive, and it takes a toll on people, like especially me. Like I was on a high at the beginning of the year because I was getting accepted to all of these schools. I got accepted to every school I applied to, which was not expecting. But at the same time, it's like you have all of these schools and you're trying to make a decision and you like something from every other school, and it's like really hard because like you get attached to a school that has like all these great things, but then you get another offer from another school and then you're like, oh shoot, I like that better.
I had a very different experience from you. Yeah. Like I knew since sophomore year that I wanted to go to Oregon. Mm-hmm. And it was just, I had to wait until December though to figure it out. Mm-hmm. So once I did that, I've just been coasting for the last couple months, which has been really nice. And if you do make that decision, it makes things a lot easier, I think. Yeah. And then you kind of have like a sense of what you need to do and the kind of grades you need to keep, and you're already in, so you don't have to do a bunch of extra stuff. But it's like,
that's also another
prep.
Thing. Yeah, that's another thing of advice I will give. Don't let off the gas. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, I'm committed now. I don't really care anymore.
Let off.
Like, don't let off the gas. Because once you let off the gas, you're like, oh, shoot, I went too far and my grade slipped or whatever. And, like, and I know a lot of people do, like, IB stuff. So it's just, like, don't overwork yourself too much. Like, get involved. But, like, I had this thing where don't be afraid to ask for help. You know your strengths, but sometimes you don't know how long you can carry it for.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I've heard all of, at least my parents and a lot of my parents' friends have been like, when you find the school and you know the one, you know, it just makes sense. Like, how accurate is, like, it's kind of for both of you, how accurate is that?
That's valid. It was very hard for me because the school in Oregon was George Fox University, and it's like the number one Christian school in Oregon. And I was at a point in my life where I'm like, I need some religion in my life, and I need Jesus. But I started to realize it was going to be too much for me. And I didn't realize this, but my grandma also had the same experience where she went to SPU for like the first semester. And she was like, yeah, this is not good. So she switched to UW.
Did you tour it and decide it wasn't for you?
No, so I toured George Fox, and I completely fell in love with it. Like, I had the most out-of-body experience there. Like, it was like people were paid.
She saw Jesus, guys.
I was going to say.
No, literally. Like, people are like, every single person I met had a graphic design major and went to George Fox. And it was, like, crazy. Like... It was really weird. And I was like, everything, just like the stars aligned, and it was like, it was perfect. And
so what changed it?
It just like, I knew it was perfect because it was within my comfort zone. And I knew that I needed to get out of my comfort zone a little bit.
So it's like a gut feeling, like
Yeah. Like you know what's going to be good for you, but you also want to have some change in your life.
So I guess maybe that's it. It's like a gut feeling, like you might think you know, and you're like, this is the one, but deep inside you'll always know, like, this isn't the one, and then you move on and you will find the one, and then your gut feeling will be, this is the one that I was meant to go to, and like this is the when you know moment, because like that happened for me, because like I went and I toured it, and everything was lining up for me perfectly, and I was like, I have to do this. And I've had moments where I'm like, maybe this wasn't the best choice, but like, and like there are some things that I wish could have been different, but like, I mean, nothing's ever going to be perfect. And like in my gut, I know that this is the place for me. And if it's not, then I'll leave and I'll go somewhere else. But, you know.
Yeah. Well, like, there's like things on campus that like on most campuses you could do to like, if you don't like it, just like.
Right. Yeah.
Be a little secluded, I guess. I don't know. But, like, that's kind of a last resort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have 1 minute.
I was going to say, unfortunately, I think that is, like, all the time that we have.